I keep getting tagged in this video about a woman trying to escape DV and how she can gain guardianship of her stepchild. I'm going to answer all of the questions here because I get messages all the time and it's impossible for me to respond to everyone, so I'm so sorry about that. Anyways, there's going to be a lot of information, so bear with me. Let me explain my situation first. So I raised my oldest, Jordan. She's 18 now, but I raised her since she was 3 years old. I left her dad when she was, I think, 11 or 12, and I was away for about like a couple months. And then I started seeing her again, and then her dad started letting her stay with me more and more. And he would freak out whenever he didn't have his way and come and demand her back, pound on our windows. He broke into my house, like all the things. So I ended up bringing him to court. I didn't want to bring him to court for the longest time because I was terrified. I wasn't even technically her stepmom. We were never married. I had no rights over her. So I thought there was no chance that I would ever win, but I did. It's important to say that her bio mom was not in the picture. She has medical rights, but she's never been in her life. Like, she is just not in the picture. All right, the first thing I did is I went to my local courthouse. I walked in to the front desk. I told them my situation. I asked them what I needed to do. They sent me upstairs to legal assistance. When I got to legal assistance, I explained my whole situation and they gave me, they're not technically allowed to give you any advice or anything, but they did give me 2 forms. The first form you're gonna fill out is the guardianship form. You're going to explain why you believe that you should be the guardian, why the parent is unfit. You're going to explain your relationship to the child and then also where the child is currently living. So the guardianship form does take a couple weeks to process and you have to have a scheduled court date. So this is where you need to file the second form, which is an emergency ex parte order, which is only going to be granted if it's urgent. So the judge does not need to notify the other parent. If the judge sees that there could be possible harm to the child, they will grant this and you will get emergency custody of the child. I did not have a lawyer for this. I did not show proof for this. I literally made a statement, a written statement, explained everything, and my emergency ex parte order was granted immediately. They're not just going to grant this to anybody. Some reasons that they would grant an emergency ex parte order are drugs in the home, abuse, neglect, parent abandonment. And if you have any like text messages or police reports, I would definitely print those off and attach it to your written statement. The other parent does have up to 14 days to object, which you're going to have a court date. At this court date, you're going to want to bring any evidence that you have. If you have a lawyer, you want to bring your lawyer. Obviously, I didn't have a lawyer, and clearly I didn't need a lawyer because honestly, okay, I do want to say this. I used a lawyer with my other 2 kids with the same dad, and he granted him time with Ayla and Everly. But then I didn't have a lawyer with Jordan's case that wasn't even technically my child, and I won without a lawyer. So take what you will with that. By the way, if you can get statements from your child's teachers or doctor's offices, stuff like that, I would highly recommend doing that. And also, it's different in every state, but I think in my state, if your child is 14 or older, they have a say in the courtroom so that you can bring your child. But Jordan was not old enough. I think she was 13. I could be wrong. But she was not old enough, so she did not have a say. I don't remember how much exactly it cost at the time, but I know it was like very cheap. And if you're on state assistance also, the paperwork for all this is like it's not very pricey at all. If you have any more questions, let me know. I think I covered a lot, but I truly wish the best for you because I know it's very hard.